Most people think the hardest part of using AI is learning the tools. It isn't. The hardest part is learning to think in a way that AI can actually work with. And that's where today's idea comes in, something I call the 90-second rule for AI native thinking. If you can't clearly explain the problem you're trying to solve, the task, the constraints, and the desired outcome in 90 seconds or less, you're not ready to use AI. Not because you're unprepared, but because the problem isn't defined. And AI cannot fix a fuzzy problem. So, why 90 seconds? 90 seconds is long enough to articulate a meaningful challenge, but short enough to force clarity. Think about the last time you handed a task to a new technician, a contractor, or a junior engineer. If you ramble for 5 minutes, jump between ideas, or kept adding, oh, and one more thing, you probably didn't get the result you wanted. AI works the same way. It needs a clean handoff, a crisp definition, a clear boundary. 90 seconds forces you to strip away the noise and get to the essence of the work. The 3 elements you must fit into 90 seconds. When you apply the 90-second rule, you're really answering 3 questions. Number 1, what is the task? Not the backstory, not the politics, not the drama. The task. Number 2, what are the constraints? Time, format, audience, technical limits, regulatory requirements, whatever matters. And number 3, what does good look like? The outcome, the finish line, the definition of done. If you can articulate those 3 things in 90 seconds, AI can immediately become a thinking partner, not just a task executor. If you can't, you're still in the figuring it out phase, and AI will only amplify the confusion. A real-world example. Let's take an example from industrial operations, something many of you live every day. Imagine you're trying to improve a coating inspection workflow. You could say, AI, help me improve our inspection process. That's vague. AI will give you vague answers. But if you apply the 90-second rule, it sounds more like this. We need to reduce inspection report time by 30% without losing detail. Our inspectors work in the field with limited connectivity. The output must be a standardized report that meets our clients' documentation requirements. That's clear, that's actionable, and that's something AI can genuinely collaborate on. The difference isn't the technology, it's the clarity. Why this rule creates AI native thinkers. AI native thinkers don't just use AI, they shape the problem so AI can contribute meaningfully. They don't dump chaos into the system. They don't expect the model to magically figure it out. They don't confuse motion with progress. They do something far more powerful. They frame the problem with precision. And that's what the 90-second rule trains you to do. It builds the muscle of structured thinking, the kind of thinking that makes AI a multiplier instead of a distraction. The hidden benefit. It improves human-to-human communication. Here's the part most people miss. When you learn to frame a problem clearly for AI, you also become better at framing problems for people. Your team gets clear direction. Your meetings get shorter. Your decisions get faster. Your projects get less chaotic. AI becomes a forcing function that sharpens your leadership. The takeaway. The 90-second rule isn't about speed. It's about clarity. If you can define the task, the constraints, and the desired outcome in 90 seconds, you're ready to bring AI into the conversation. If you can't, you're not ready for AI. You're ready for reflection. Because AI doesn't replace expertise, it amplifies clarity. And clarity starts with you. This is the digital revolution. I'm Jim Kunkel. Thank you for listening. And remember, the future belongs to those who can think clearly with intelligent tools.